what's a good general script, or what could somebody take from this and develop their own script, or use some ideas from a script that you might use or have developed for yourself in the DMs to keep the conversation going?
Yeah, it's almost like a closing script, right? You start with, regular hi, how are you? And then, you add a little bit of empathy, right? So you want to ask them a couple questions to see where they are in their life. Like I said, depending on their niche, right? If they're trying to lose weight, you can talk about, okay, well, what happened? How did you get to this point? And then, so you show empathy, you show them that you're actually there to help them. And then
Mm.
from there, you start educating them. So it's not even a script that is so long. It's literally 5 messages that I send religiously, right? It's just the same message that I sent. And then from there, I start educating them. First of all, I ask them if they have any idea what the business model is or how to lose weight, for example, right? And then they will tell me their way of, okay, this is what I know. And then from there, either I agree with them because maybe they do have the right answer, or I don't. And I just tell them, well, another way of thinking about it,
Yeah.
right? And then from there, I told them, I have this thing that will help them understand more. And then after that, you go to the closing side of it where you give them the price, you tell them what they're gonna expect, and at the end, the last message that I send is, here's the link. You have any questions? Feel free to reply to this message, and then we can go from there as well.
Wow. That's I love the beginning parts are so important. And I think where, and when I if I understand correctly, the 4 or 5 messages are just, it ends up being you saying something to them or asking them a question, them replying back, you sending number 2, them replying back, you sending number 3, them replying back, you sending number 4, reply back, number 5, right?
Yep. And the key thing that I used to do was I used to take a break. So I would reply to people just probably once a day or twice a day. That's it. Because I was still actively promoting or posting videos, 3 videos a day. So now what I did is because first of all I had so many messages, so it's impossible to reply to everybody at once. So I took breaks and then I made them consume my content. So then by the time I finished with my script, they're like already waiting. Like, okay, probably their car was on their hand already because they kept seeing me. They kept seeing me in my stories, in my content. And then from there, as soon as I'm done with my script, they become buyers right after that.
And when you and do you make them consume your content by telling them to go consume your content, or just by kind of taking a, like, waiting to reply to them so they see more of your videos?
Exactly.
Either
So
in their timeline, or maybe they'll just go to your page and watch a bunch on their own.
exactly, exactly. So let's say you reply to somebody and then they reply back, but you don't reply to them, and then you post a video. They're already on your account. They're like, okay, well, he's posting more videos. So now I'm
Yeah.
just waiting, eagerly waiting for him to reply to me, right? And when I do,
Yeah.
it's another spark in them. And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
he replied to me.
Well, and especially the way that, for example, Instagram's algorithm works, and pretty much every other Facebook, every other algorithm. If you are direct messaging somebody, that person's content will show up number one on the top of your feed. On Instagram or Facebook, the stories will be all the way over on the left. Whoever you're messaging with, that their stories will now show up first. Their videos will show up first, because the because Instagram wants to show you content from people that you want to see it from, that you're interested, that you're talking to. And so I want to go back to the first and second message that you were talking about sending. I think that's the key.
Hmm.
Where I think a lot of people go wrong in DMs and in closing people, or getting them interested in buying whatever it is that they're selling, they just go right to trying to pitch in that first message. And they just send a big old blob of text with no empathy, with no interest in, like you said, how did you get to this point? How
Right.
did you get to a point to where you're looking to make looking to start a business online? Or how did you get to the point to where you're looking to lose weight and feeling overweight or feeling not happy with your body or unhealthy? How did you get to a point to where your dog doesn't listen to you, or is not, he's become unmanageable? How did you get to a point? How did this happen? How did it get this far? And then you get, and you let them know that it's a judgment-free zone. Whatever it is, thank you for sharing it with me. It's a vulnerable thing. I've been there too. That I was XYZ, struggling with XYZ when I first got started. So I like to understand what brought you here in the first place, so I can help you, or if I can't, I'll try to point you in the right direction. That's been one of my favorite things to say in the last 13 years, is that